Wanted to give you a quick overview for what is in Module 1. Some of the information I'll discuss is a repeat of other things that are already in here, but it can't hurt to mention something more than once, I don't think. So, History of Management, I'm hoping that you had a chance to watch that last week, and that makes a nice starting point for where we go from the beginning of management to where we are today. And it helps bring things that we're going to study into context. Management used to be as simple as, I'm the boss, I tell you what to do. Either you do it or I'll find someone who will. And now it's grown into a team role where both the supervisor and the subordinate work together to accomplish goals. You have 4 chapters to review. You have 4 chapters to review in the Part 1 Introduction of Management. Number 1 is simply an overview that discusses what management is, what role it plays in business. Chapter 2 looks at the history of management, and it ties into the video that you watched. Chapter 3 discusses organizational environments and cultures. And in a few moments, we'll talk more about that when we get into your team assignment. Chapter 4 discusses ethics and social responsibility. That's still something that's fairly new to business, trying to work with the community, trying to work with those that are seeking to improve the environment. So companies that do this, the goal hopefully is to be able to create a better world for everyone. It's something that's very millennial focused, and it's one of my favorite things about that generation. I'm asking you to take part in the discussion on why this profession. There's pros and cons, technically more cons than pros, to becoming an entry-level manager. Poop rolls downhill, and the entry-level manager catches all of the poop. So why do you want to do this? Why is it important to you to have that level of responsibility? It can't be for the money, because entry-level business managers don't make that much money. You'd be better off doing welding, nursing, something else. But if business is right for you, and it's right for me, I love the challenge that it brings. I love being able to see things come to a close and work well. Why is it important to you to be in this profession? What draws you to it? So please be active in the discussion. Your first posting needs to be by Wednesday, the 30th, and that way you can have time to respond to each other's, and we'll just continue the discussion until the module closes at the end of week 3. Finally, you have your team assignment. And there's a couple of things that I want to bring to your attention with that. And they're actually located in the general course information area. First is team charter instructions. Second is the team charter template. And third is working in teams. With the working in teams, it walks you through the step-by-step how to do things in your team area in Canvas. Your team charter is the bad guy of your project guidance. That way nobody can say, I didn't know that was Tuesday, or you didn't say we had to get together on Monday, or whatever. The team charter records all of that information. technically it's a legal document and it could be called into court. So the majority of people that I know in business use team charters to guide all of their team projects. And it's a good thing to get used to using now because you will likely use them later. Within your team charter, actually, here's some general instructions. So when you set your meetings, things to be looking for, some tips. And I've also included a team charter template. I've given everyone the ability to edit this, so what I encourage you to do is click on Edit, just one person in your team. Click in the box, then do Control A so that it selects everything, Control C so that it copies it, then go into your team area, create a new page, and paste that template in. Then you can add your team members and all of your details, answer the questions, break your tasks down by date, etc., etc. If information is not stored in your team charter, it doesn't happen. So I need you to track your meetings and meeting notes, your project deliverables. This first project is very, very simple. It's very straightforward. You'll have a total of 4 different projects in this class, and you'll have different people each time that you'll be working with. Each project gets more complex. So it's important that you get used to using your team charter now so that when it gets more complicated, you'll already understand how to do it. So into the assignment, I'm going to go into it through the student view. That'll make it easier to see. So bear with me for a second. Okay, there we go. Much easier. So I now have your teams posted so that you can see them. You access Teams differently than I do. You should have an icon off to your left that says Groups, and it will have the groups that you're involved in listed. Each person in the team need to do the individual items so that I can see that you know how. And then as a group, you'll develop a page that discusses organizational environments and cultures. It's up to you what you put on that. It's entirely up to you. I had a group video themselves doing a rap song. I've had people post pictures. I've had people write papers. It's really up to you.
A thank you to Lindsay Vetter.
Pause that. And then your team leader, when it's done, will click here and just type in completed so that I know to go look at your team area. This is how I access Teams. So I'm able to go in and I can see Organizational Culture Team 1. Hopefully you'll rename your teams so that it's a little bit more interesting. As a student, I'm not in any of these teams, so I can't access them. So I'm going to leave student view so that I can get in, and I'm going to visit the student's home page. And you can have announcements. You can create additional pages. So you click here, click on plus page, title. In this case, it would be your team charter. You'd paste the document here that we just talked about, and then click Save, and that way anyone in your team can edit. You can see at a glance who your team members are. You can take part in discussions. Click on plus discussion, and you can share information back and forth and discuss things for your project. You can upload files. Just click Upload here. If you want to group them by topic, you can create a folder and then upload into the folder. We won't be using conferences or collaborations in this because the school doesn't have that software downloaded. But this is, it's not a complicated project. Please don't overthink it. You can finish the entire thing in under an hour, including your team charter if you want. It doesn't have to be all that complicated. What I'm wanting to see, the primary deliverables, is that you can work that you can work together with others to accomplish something, that you can develop a team charter and track the progress of a project, and that you can bring something to completion. That's really what I'm looking for this. Another assignment that you have in Module 1 is a manager interview. You are asked to submit a 2 to 3 page synopsis of the information that you gather. So please make sure that that is done. And I have a list of questions for you to ask, and then you're asked to add additional questions to my list. That can take a little bit to set up, so you're not going to want to wait till the last minute. That's everything for Module 1. And it closes at the end of next week. So we are in week 2 right now. A reminder, if you have class on campus, Monday is a holiday. It's Labor Day. So just an FYI there. Have a great week, and I look forward to seeing what you submit.